All right, welcome in everybody. How we doing? Who do we got in here? Miss Traveler, Mrs. Ruby Malfoy, Ashed, Megan McCormick, Miss Traveler, Zippo, whoa. I think that's how you're gonna pronounce that. I don't know necessarily. Funsome, Chloe, Jess, Paris, Maz, Create Art, J Swag, Cecilia, Priyanshi, African Queen, Dundian, Dalila Mata, Harry Potter. We got Harry Potter in here. That's kind of wild. Addius Weasley. Is that a new Weasley that I've never heard of? Addius Weasley. I like that name. All right, so who did their reading this week? What up, Haley Potter? Are you distantly related to Harry? Funsome, you're going to change your username to Neville? Hey, Miss Traveler, you read. There we go. I love it. There was some really interesting stuff in these chapters. I was going over it for a second time yesterday, and there was a couple things that I saw on a second read through, which I've never seen before, which I was really interested about. So, oh, Miss Ruby, you did your SATs? Those are not easy. I remember doing those. I did not do well on my SATs. I was not good at test taking. That's for sure. Back then, I got a little better with some hard work, but Haley, you're related to Harry? Jealous. Adius. I was also reading. Oh, you were reading Deathly Hallows? What part of Deathly Hallows were you reading? Does everyone remember when was the first time that you read Deathly Hallows? Let me know in the chat. Because I remember lining up outside of Borders for the midnight release with my dad and my sister. It's like one of my favorite memories. And then just reading Deathly Hallows with my sister, and she was like 4 years older than me. She was always like 30 pages ahead, and we were reading it next to each other, and she'd be like, "Oh, ooh," like, and I'm like, "Kelly, don't tell me anything." Oh, 3 years ago, Enola, we got another Potter. Swara last year, 4 months ago, Harry. I love it. Oh, Miss Traveler, you never read Deathly Hallows? No spoilers. No spoilers. This is just going to be Prisoner of Azkaban, so you're good. A week ago, Addius Weasley. I love it. Another Harry Potter YouTube reader. Wonderful. Do I do voices? Not well. Not well. I can try, but I'm not the best, that's for sure. Addius Weasley. That is literally the best name. Addius Weasley sounds like a character from Harry Potter. I got to give it up for that name. Okay, so I'm going to start it off. I'm going to start off this book club with the question. So in the reading, does anyone know why Neville received a howler in chapters 10 to 15 of Prisoner of Azkaban? Why did Neville receive a howler? Let me know in the chat. Who's the first one to get it? Let's see who did their homework. I feel like the teacher right now. And when I was in school, I was always the kid who never did the reading, so... But if it's Harry Potter, he lost. Yep, there we go. Swara, you're the first one to get it. Yep, he lost the passwords to Gryffindor Common Room. Very good, Swara. Very good. Miss Traveler, you're not wrong that he forgot something. Megan McCormick, have a question for you. Are you going to do... Oh, am I going to do a poll? Yeah, I can do it. Do you mean for the House Cup or do you mean in the live? Because I put out the poll for the House Cup yesterday, or 2 days ago. I put it out, yeah. Yep. Oh, Obi-Wan Kenobi? We got Obi-Wan Kenobi in here. He left the password, yep. He lost Trevor. Dundian So it's not because he lost Trevor, but I mean he probably did. But that's not why his nan sent him the howler. If she sent him a howler every time he lost Trevor, Neville would be getting howlers every other day. Ron, oh, Miss Ruby Malfoy's looking for a Draco. Yeah, you guys were like getting married in the last stream, if I remember. Okay, so another thing that I noticed in the reading. So in Order of the Phoenix, there's a very famous movie line when Harry and Snape are doing their occlumency lesson, and Snape starts just reaming Harry, and Harry gets super angry. And Snape says something like, oh, like your father used to strut around the castle like he owned the place. And then in Order of the Phoenix, in the occlumency lesson, Harry says, my father didn't strut. And like that's a very famous line from the movie. But that actually happens in Prisoner of Azkaban when Harry sneaks into Hogsmeade and he wears the invisibility cloak and he messes with Malfoy and Crabbe and Goyle. That scene is in the movie. And in the movie, Harry throws snowballs at Malfoy, Crabbe and Goyle, and Hogsmeade, and he's wearing the invisibility cloak, and then Harry, Hermione, and Ron are all laughing and everything. But in the Prisoner of Azkaban book, Harry throws the mud, and the invisibility cloak slips off, and his face shows, and Malfoy runs back to the castle, and Harry runs back to the castle, and Malfoy tells Snape, and Snape goes to meet Harry. And in that, Snape says, oh, your father used to strut around the castle. And in that moment, Harry says, my father didn't strut. So I thought it was interesting that that line actually happens in Prisoner of Azkaban. But then whoever the director for Order of the Phoenix, David Yates, he saw that line in Prisoner of Azkaban and decided to put it in Order of the Phoenix, which was cool because it's a great line. But I didn't realize that. Adius, it annoyed you? It annoyed you that it was in Prisoner of Azkaban? The best line is from Snape. Remember to if you're enjoying the stream, remember to toss down a like. Really helps out. Hey, Gracie, new subscriber. I love it. It is what Dumbledore. And then another interesting thing that I noticed is that when Snape and Harry are having a conversation, they're talking about when James saved Snape's life when Sirius played the practical joke on Snape, telling him to go to the Shrieking Shack where Lupin would be a werewolf, because Sirius was actually trying to kill Snape, which is very morbid. But James heard about it and he went to go save Snape's life. Harry and Snape are talking about that, and Snape gets all angry and he says, because Dumbledore told Harry about that. And Snape says, did Dumbledore tell you the circumstances under which your father saved my life? Or did he consider the details too unpleasant for precious Potter's delicate ears? And that's a very interesting quote, because that's exactly what Dumbledore does in Order of the Phoenix. In Order of the Phoenix, Dumbledore admits that he hasn't told Harry the whole truth about the prophecy and his eventual meeting with Voldemort, because he cared about Harry too much, and he thought that he was too young, and he thought that type of news would be too scary, too much for Harry. He didn't want to tell Harry about the prophecy because he didn't want to scare him, because he cared about Harry so much. He didn't. And so Snape saying, did Dumbledore consider those details too unpleasant for precious Potter's delicate ears, is actually very telling for how Dumbledore does treat Harry. Dumbledore doesn't want to tell Harry about all the scary things that he's going to have to do, because Dumbledore he wants to coddle Harry in a way. And I'm wondering if Snape knew about, because Snape did know about the prophecy. So I'm wondering if Snape knew that Dumbledore wasn't telling Harry all of the details about what was going to be happening in his future, and he said that quote on purpose. Megan, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'll put up a poll, see what house everyone's in. What? The Ravenclaws have been killing it in the House Cup. Hufflepuff, Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin. All right, let's see it. What house is everybody in? Ravenclaw forever, Dendian, Hufflepuff all the way. Yeah, I got sorted into Hufflepuff. Let's get a little better view of Hogwarts. We got the sun coming up right now. Yeah, there we go. That's a better view of Hogwarts right there. Yeah, I got sorted into Hufflepuff. Never knew I was a Hufflepuff, but I'll take it. I do want to make a new account with this, though, and get sorted into Gryffindor and Slytherin, because I do want to go in those common rooms. I still have not been in the Gryffindor or Slytherin common room, which is wild. Oh, yeah, so... Oh, yeah, what house is winning? Let's see. Okay, so we got 32% in Ravenclaw. Yeah, this is also because everyone in the House Cup has been saying, is everyone just in Ravenclaw house? Like, how is Ravenclaw getting so many points? Is Ravenclaw just dominating the subscriber base? Are all your subscribers made of Ravenclaws? So it's pretty even. It's pretty even, but there are a lot of Ravenclaws, which is interesting because you think that there'd be mostly Gryffindors or Slytherins because those are the two most popular houses, but Ravenclaw taking the cake. That's why Ravenclaw keeps winning. But it's not 35%. That's not too much advantage. If it was 60% Ravenclaws, then I'd start being like, okay, we gotta do something about that. But 35% ain't that much. Who wants a Marauders movie instead of a Harry Potter remake? Well, that will come if the Harry Potter remake is successful, then there will be spin-offs like a Marauders series. But one TV show or movie that I want to see that I just thought of this week in a video that I did was how Wormtail and Snape's life mirror each other. Their life as spies. Snape started out as a Death Eater. Wormtail started out in the Order of the Phoenix. They both became spies for Dumbledore and Voldemort, passed secrets on to them. And so their lives kind of mirror each other in that way. And I thought it'd be fun to have like a TV series on Snape and Wormtail, kind of their life as spies. So it's like a two main character thing, like from Snape's perspective and Wormtail's perspective, their life being spies for the Order of the Phoenix and spy for the Death Eater. I thought that'd be an interesting little mirror situation. You found Umbridge in your trash can? What's your question, Paris? Oh, you're from Denmark? That's awesome. I've always wanted to visit Denmark. So another thing that I noticed is when Snape tries to reveal the secrets on the Marauders map, when he takes the Marauders map from Harry and it's just like a piece of paper, and then Snape is like, reveal your secrets, and he's trying to figure out what the Marauders map is. And then the insults from Padfoot, Wormtail, Moony, and Prongs come up and they insult Snape. I was wondering if that would only happen if Snape was trying to get in the Marauders map, or if it would happen to anyone who's trying to break into the Marauders map. I wonder if the Marauders made those insults just for Snape, just if Snape is trying to get into the Marauders map, or if it happens for anyone. Like if Neville tried to get into the Marauders map, would it insult him? Or do you think it would... Let's see in the chat. Do you think the Marauders map would insult anyone who tries to break in, or do you think the Marauders just made it for Snape? My favorite character is Sirius. I think it would be most snide for Snape. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, only for Snape. Yeah. Probably just for Snape, yeah. Ronald Weasley, how dare you steal that car? Yeah, just Snape. Oh, El the Human, you think it's made for anyone? That'd be crazy. That'd be very magical right there. Oh, you were George Weasley in the last stream? What's your question, Autumn? Great to see you, Autumn, by the way. My favorite female character? Tonks immediately comes to mind. Probably Tonks. I like Tonks. Yeah, I do. I do watch Movie Flame. I think it's Snape because they really hated Snape. Tonks is awesome. So another question that I had is so in the books, Professor McGonagall takes the firebolt from Harry when he first gets it, because Hermione goes to Professor McGonagall and is like, hey, like I think Harry got a firebolt sent from Sirius and I think it's jinxed. So Professor McGonagall takes Harry's firebolt for like a month to check it for jinxes. So they're checking the firebolt for jinxes for a month. Like I don't think it should take that long. So the firebolt gets taken for a month to get checked for jinxes, but when Snape is looking at the Marauders map and is trying to figure out if there's any dark magic behind it, all he does to it is he's just like, reveal your secrets. Like, and he's just like, reveal your secrets. And he says one other thing that I forget, but it's just like, okay, so all you have to do is say reveal your secrets, or to see if there's any magic behind this piece of parchment. But the firebolt gets taken for a whole entire month to see. Like those timelines didn't really match up to me. Oh, your favorite Marauder is Lupin? My favorite Avenger? I mean, Iron Man is tough to go against because that was the first one. And I remember seeing that in theaters for the first time in like 2006. And that was the first Avengers movie. And it was just like, wow, that was awesome. Like, because superhero movies up until that point, like, were not that great. And then Iron Man was just unbelievable. Paris, yes, I remember you. Iron Man is your favorite as well? So another interesting thing that I thought of is, so when Hagrid is talking about Buckbeak's trial, he says that the committee who is deciding on the trial, who's going to vote on Buckbeak's sentence, he says that the committee they're all in Lucius Malfoy's pocket, and they're all scared of Lucius Malfoy because he's like blackmailing them or whatever. And it's just like, how is the committee still in Lucius Malfoy's pocket when Lucius Malfoy was just caught for blackmailing the whole entire board of governors of Hogwarts just the year before? So Lucius Malfoy blackmails every single person on the board of governors to get Dumbledore out of Hogwarts just the year before, like totally illegal. And yet this committee is still in Lucius Malfoy's back pocket. Like, that doesn't compete at all, like compute at all. Like how is Lucius Malfoy just blackmailing people, gets caught for it, and he's still able to do it just the year after? What are all of my favorite lines? Hey, yeah, what's your favorite line in Harry Potter? Let me know in the chat right now. Oh, which question I should post next? Um, oh, yes, I do have a few questions. I do have a few trivia questions. I have like 3 or 4 trivia questions. I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. It's all happening inside your head. Yeah, it's a great one. It's really apropos for the whole Harry Potter series, how J.K. Rowling, like, is this real or is it all happening inside your head? And Dumbledore's like, of course it's happening inside your head, but why must that mean that it's not real? And that's like the whole Harry Potter series. Like J.K. Rowling just thought of it all in her head and she just put it out and now it's real for all of us and it just came from inside her head. So, and now Harry Potter lives in all it sorry, Harry Potter lives in all of our heads, and that makes it real for us because we can have these conversations about it. No need to call me sir, professor. Yeah, and I can't wait to see that in the TV series. It was foolish for you to come here tonight, Tom. The Aurors are on their way, by which time I shall be gone, and you shall be dead. Pity you can't attach an arm. Yeah. So Delilah, you did your reading. You did your reading because Harry says that to Malfoy in these chapters. Pity you can't attach an arm to your broom to Malfoy, and he could catch the snitch for you. Delilah, you did your reading. I love it. I'm sorry, Professor. I must not tell lies. There's no need to call me sir, Professor. Oh yeah, not my daughter, you. Do I ship Wolfstar? Who's Wolfstar? I can be very persuasive. Life isn't fair to anyone. Was that? I don't think that was a line. Ron's the best character. That's a hot take. Who's everyone's favorite member of the Golden Trio? Harry, Ron, or Hermione? Let me know in the chat. You can go either way with that. Harry, Ron, or Hermione. No one really... It's the ship name between Remus and Sirius. Remus and Sirius. Autumn, what'd you discover from the movies? Ron. Gracie likes Ron. SPBOJ likes Harry. Miss Traveler, Hermione. Anana's Hermione. Autumn, Hermione. Jess, Harry, he's got some sass, yeah. Hermione's got some sass too. Hermione has the slap in these chapters on Malfoy. Harry. And Noah likes all 3 of them. There you go. It's tough to decide. And so, Dundee and Hermione, and Nana's Hermione, Adius. So another thing that I found funny is that in divination class, when they're doing the crystal ball gazing, and it's the class that Hermione eventually leaves, when Hermione's still in the class and they're looking at the crystal balls, Hermione says, she's like, this is such a waste of time. And I was like, that's kind of ironic because Hermione has the time turner and Hermione's like, this is a waste of time. And Hermione has unlimited time with the time turner. She could literally just go back 3 hours and live it all over again. So Hermione saying this is a waste of time is very ironic because she has all the time in the world. Oh yeah, so one of my trivia questions from the reading this week was, why did Hagrid, I put it out in a video, why did Hagrid send a letter to Harry to visit his hut in Prisoner of Azkaban? So in Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone, whatever you go by, Hagrid sends a letter to Harry to come visit his hut on the first week of school to talk about Harry's first week at Hogwarts and what's happened. And in Prisoner of Azkaban, Hagrid sends a letter to Harry to come visit his hut. But what's the reason that Hagrid sent the letter? Speedy Plays, how you doing? When am I going to do a Hogwarts Legacy live stream? I might do one. I honestly might do one tomorrow, to be honest. I might do one tomorrow or Monday. I haven't played Hogwarts Legacy in a long time, so. $28 likes. Can we get to 40 likes? Another thing that Fred or George? I'm going to go George. I'm going to go George because George doesn't get enough love. Everyone loves Fred just because he died. Like, let's be honest. There is no difference in the books between Fred and George, and Fred dies, so everyone loves Fred way more than George, and George just gets forgotten. So I'm going to say George over Fred. I might need to update Hogwarts Legacy because... Oh, really? I also want to get out of winter. It's been winter. I've been on winter for the past 2 months, and I want it to be green again in Hogwarts. I am in Hufflepuff. Yeah, George lost an ear and a brother. So does anyone have an answer for why Hagrid sent a letter to Harry to visit his hut in Prisoner of Azkaban in chapters 10 through 15? Why did Hagrid send a letter to Harry to come visit his hut? It's a tough one. It's a tough one. How do I like the live? Chloe, are you asking me or? Because I'm loving it. I hope you guys are liking it. Hey, Sita. Love from India. Love from the United States. Buckbeak? No, it wasn't because of Buckbeak. Which is why I asked the question, because if I wasn't doing the reading, then I would think Buckbeak as well, but it's not because of Buckbeak. Yep, Delilah, you got it right. Because Harry and Ron were ignoring Hermione. Yep, Delilah, there you go. So that's a part that's not in the movies, is that Harry and Ron start ignoring Hermione because Hermione went to Professor McGonagall and told her that the firebolt was jinxed. And so Harry and Ron get pissed off at Hermione and start ignoring her. And so Hagrid writes a letter to Harry and Ron to come visit him to be like, yo, this ain't right. Like, Hermione is your friend and she's just trying to do what's right. Like, you can't just give her the cold shoulder. You can't ignore her. And of course that doesn't happen in the movies, because in the movies Harry gets the broom at the very last scene and flies off into the sunset. But in the books, Harry gets the broom in the middle of the year, even closer to the beginning of the year, and he flies it in his last two Quidditch matches. What's my favorite Harry Potter snack? There's honestly not. Yeah, what's everyone's? Yo, Mario, what's going on? Hermione was smart to tell McGonagall they were being extremely dumb to not question that Harry somehow. Yeah, and that was just like two 13-year-old boys like getting like the best thing in the world. Like, the firebolt was like the coolest broom. Only the top tier of Quidditch professional players had the firebolt, and Harry's favorite thing in the world is a racing broom. So the fact that they got a firebolt, it's like getting a brand new PS5 on Christmas when you're like 13 years old. You're like, I want to play this right away. I want to use this right away. And imagine like if your sister like said like, oh, you can't use that. You can't use this brand new PS5 in your favorite games. You'd be like, what the heck is going on? You'd be pissed off. That's kind of the connection right there. But Hermione, Mario, you're right. Hermione was being smart. Oh, how do you like it? Oh, you press the thumbs up. Oh, Chloe, I was wondering. I thought you were asking me how I like the stream, and I was just like, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it. But yeah, you press the thumbs up in order to give it a like. Thank you very much. I think I saw your like. It went from 32 to 33 right there. Yeah, Hermione. Yeah, you're right, Mario. Hermione was just looking out for them. Oh, so another thing, I made a video on this, but if you didn't see the video, another thing that I noticed is that when Gryffindor beats Ravenclaw in Quidditch, everyone in Gryffindor house throws an all-night party in the Gryffindor common room, and Harry goes up to Hermione because she's reading this book, and Harry's just like, hey, why aren't you joining in on the celebration? And Hermione's like, I have 422 pages of Muggle studies to read. And it's just like, earlier in the book, we saw that one of Hermione's Muggle Studies essays that she was supposed to write was, why do Muggles use electricity? And I was just like, okay, Hermione, you can take a break from reading if you grew up in the Muggle world and the topic that you're studying right now is why do Muggles use electricity? You can pass that class with flying colors without having to do anything. That's just how crazy Hermione is about doing her schoolwork properly. You could read 420 pages in less than 3 hours. That is very fast. I could not do that. I wonder how many pages I could read in 3 hours. Definitely not 420. Who's my favorite black? Well, Sirius is my favorite character. But Bellatrix is always interesting. I would love to see Bellatrix at Hogwarts. Bellatrix before she went crazy and in Azkaban. Oh yeah, and so another question that I had is when Harry has trouble with the Dementors, he asked Lupin to teach him the Patronus charm, and Lupin says, "I don't know, like I'm not an expert at fighting Dementors. I don't know if I can teach you. Like I don't know." And it's just like, yo, Lupin, all you have to do is say expecto patronum and think of your happiest memory. Like, you don't have to be great at producing a Patronus, but you can just tell Harry, like, Lupin's like, I don't know if I'm the right person to teach you. Like, I'm not. And that makes sense because Lupin's not a generally happy character. But all you have to do is tell the person, think of your happiest memory and say expecto patronum. And boom, you've taught him how to do the Patronus charm. Just because you're not good at it doesn't mean you can't teach someone how to do it. I always thought that was pretty interesting. But yeah, and that's what I was thinking, and that's why I was just like, why aren't all the students just taught how to do that? If Dementors are going to be surrounding the grounds and they attacked students on like 3 or 4 separate occasions, why aren't all students just taught, like, in the Great Hall in the opening feast? Why isn't Dumbledore like, hey, there are Dementors all over Hogwarts this year. If one attacks you, then all you have to do say expecto patronum and think of your happiest memory. You can practice it as much as you want on your own, but that's how you do it. That's how you do the spell. Go off and practice it on your own, do whatever, see if you could actually do it. But at least teach them the spell, you know? Like, all these Hogwarts students, all these kids are just like, all these Dementors are surrounding them, and they're like, well, how the hell? Like, why is defending yourself against them such a big secret? Why isn't Dumbledore just like, hey, just in case, the way to defend yourself against Dementors, say expecto patronum and think of the happiest memory in your life? Why isn't that just told to everyone? Dumbledore didn't want students armed. It's a part of his plan for the greater good. Swara, I love you, but I feel that's everyone's answer to everything that like Dumbledore like does or doesn't do. Every time I question something that Dumbledore doesn't do, it's just like, oh, it was all a part of Dumbledore's plan, and that's just like the getaway free card. And it's just like, first of all, Dumbledore's plan didn't go the way that he wanted to in the end, because he didn't know that that Harry was gonna disarm Malfoy or whatever, and that Malfoy was gonna be the and that Harry with that whole thing, like the whole Snape, he thought Snape was going to be the owner of the Elder Wand. So Dumbledore's plan didn't even work out. So excusing away all of what Dumbledore did just by saying it was a part of his plan, that's baloney city in my mind. But I love you, Sora. I love you. Playing devil's advocate, students that can pull it off might just mess with the Dementors unnecessarily and prevent them from doing their job. I mean, I don't think that's more important than than the mentors messing with the students and getting attacked. I think that the students should definitely be armed against the Dementors. Guess what? What, Autumn? What's going on? Who do you think is the most handsome in the Harry Potter books? I feel like in the movies, Oliver Wood. Oliver Wood Cedric, but apparently Sirius was very handsome back in the day too. So I'm excited to see that scene because my favorite scene in the whole entire books is when Harry goes into the Pensive and sees the memory of Lupin, Sirius, and James in the Order of the Phoenix, where they torment Snape. That's my favorite. That's my favorite moment in the books. What do you think about The Cursed Child? I've never read it or seen it, nor do I want to, because I've heard that it's BS. And I think the fact that Voldemort and Bellatrix had a baby is baloney city, because Voldemort can't love anyone. Like, I heard that Voldemort and Bellatrix had a baby, and I'm just like, nope, that goes against anything that Voldemort's character is supposed to be. What book do I enjoy reading the most? I'd say Order of the Phoenix. And a lot of people hate it because it's so long, but I just love getting lost. I love that it's so long and that it just goes on about life at Hogwarts, because you just get lost in everyday life at Hogwarts, and I absolutely love it. And I love all the meetings with the Order of the Phoenix. I love Dumbledore's army, and then the Battle of the Department of Mysteries, and then Dumbledore and Voldemort's duel is there's just so much in there to love. So that's my favorite book. What's everyone's favorite book? Let me know in the chat. You're heartbroken? Why are you heartbroken? That's true. You don't have to love somebody to make a baby. But I just can't see that. That's just not Voldemort, though. You know, like that. I just feel like that goes against Voldemort's character. Do I like Slughorn as potions teacher or Snape? I like. It's tough. That's a tough question. Slughorn or Snape? I love them both. Slughorn brings a great dynamic to the Half-Blood Prince, but Snape is good. Who do you choose, Regulus or Sirius? I would choose Sirius. I don't know what to save our life or to date or favorite character. I would choose Sirius. A lot of people love Regulus. Regulus wasn't even like a huge part of he was a Death Eater. I know like he changed his mind in the end, but once you're a Death Eater, you're Death Eater for life. That's what Sirius said. Do I like Hermione or Ginny? In the books, Ginny. What are my thoughts on Lupin? He's a great character. He has a very hard knock life. I would love to see Lupin's life with the werewolves in Half-Blood Prince, when Lupin's big job is to go amongst the werewolves and to try and recruit them to the Order of the Phoenix's side. And I would love to see Lupin like talking with all the werewolves, and that would be interesting to see for sure. Who's the bully, James or Snape? Snape for sure, because he bullies kids. James was a 14-year-old bully. Like, people grow out of that. There, like we all know bullies from school when we were that age, and James grew out of it, and he became a member of the Order of the Phoenix, and he fought to save everyone else's lives. There were very few members of the Order of the Phoenix. There was like 20 members, only 20 wizards in the whole entire wizarding world decided to be a part of the Order of the Phoenix and stand up to Voldemort. And Voldemort was the biggest bully of all time. I actually want to make a video about this right now. This is great. I'm thinking of a video idea as I'm talking right now. So that's why James isn't the true bully, is because he decided to do something only 20 wizards in the whole wizarding world did. Voldemort was the biggest bully in the world, and James stood up to him. So that is James's redemption arc on why he's not a bully. I want to write that down right now. And by the way, that's basically my process in coming up with videos, is basically just like thinking of something and start talking about it. Do I think Neville's Patronus would be a lion? That'd be sweet. Imagine if your Patronus is a lion. You'd be like, I'm the best. But what do I think? I feel like Neville's Patronus would be something more like to do with herbology. Like, what if it was a mandrake? What if Neville's Patronus is a mandrake? That'd be sweet. And it just screams and it does like echo thing towards the Dementors. Why is having a crush so hard? Love ain't easy. That's what Snape would say right there. Yo, Eric, what's going on? Aloha. How was your trip to Hawaii? Can you please explain the Marauders? Any Magus forms represents their personalities? Oh yeah, so Sirius being a dog because he's loyal. Peter Pettigrew being a rat because he ratted to Voldemort about James and Lily. And then Prongs, a stag. Yeah, why? Yeah. Does anyone remember why Prongs being or James being a stag? What does that represent? I forget. Justice for Snape or justice for Draco? How about justice for neither? They're both Death Eaters. They both try to kill people, and they have a tiny little, like, not even like Draco's redemption. I see no redemption in Draco's arc. I say Draco's still just one of the biggest bullies for sure. Who do you guys think is the bully? Let me put a poll: James or Snape? Who do you save in Deathly Hallows? If I could save one character, Fred immediately comes to mind. Just because that was a gut punch. The Battle of Hogwarts is just starting out. We're all getting in. We're like, okay, like, let's go. What's going on? Like, we're running through the corridors, and all of a sudden, like, you see Percy and Fred up ahead. You're like, oh, let's get these Death Eaters. Let's get these Death Eaters. Then all of a sudden, the ceiling comes down, and all of a sudden, it's just Fred, like, there, and it's just like the etch of his the smile of his last joke etched across his face. And you're like, is Fred dead? Like, the first time reading that, you were like, there's no way this is real life, that Fred is dead. Which rhymes, which is sad. I don't like that. But that was just one of the saddest moments of all time. And it was just like, there's no way. Like, I remember, I think that, I feel like the first time I was reading that, I was like, I feel like I put the book down for like at least like 30 minutes and couldn't continue reading on because I'm like, Fred is dead? How are you supposed to process this right now? This is unbelievable. Who would you guys save in Deathly Hallows? Let me know in the comments, because I would say Fred. Have I seen Stranger Things? Yeah, I have. It's amazing. Fred, yeah, Martinez family Fred. Do you think Snape as a kid deserved Lily? As a kid, I don't think so, because Snape was very prejudiced. And wait, why was Snape prejudiced against Muggleborns when he was a half-blood growing up? And even in Snape and Lily's dialogue before they went to Hogwarts, Lily asks Snape, she's like, hey, does being Muggleborn make a difference? And then Snape kind of has like that, like, he's just like, not really. So Snape was already prejudiced against Muggleborns before he went to Hogwarts, but he wasn't really in the wizarding world. He didn't know anyone to give him that prejudice. So I don't understand how Snape was prejudiced before he even got to school. Because was it his mom who was the wizard and his dad who was the Muggle? Because I know he hated his dad, but how did Snape already think that Muggleborns were? Do you think it was stupid that Sirius went to Hogsmeade with Harry? No, didn't he? Don't you mean he went to what's the train station again? That he went to platform 9 3/4. Or do you mean in Goblet of Fire when Sirius went to Hogsmeade to go visit Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and they went to the cave after? Or do you mean when they went to God, why can't I think of the train station? And what do I think about Nymphadora Tonks? That she was underutilized in both the books and the movies. Tonks and Wormtail are two of the most underutilized characters in the books. Because Voldemort could use Wormtail for so many things, because Wormtail can just turn into a rat and go anywhere and hear any conversation. He can just turn into a rat and sneak into any room, listen in on any conversation, and then Tonks can turn into anyone without Polyjuice Potion, and they never use her for that. Dumbledore never utilizes Tonks's full potential, and Voldemort never utilizes Peter Pettigrew's full potential. Yeah, platform 9 3/4. But what's the gosh darn train station called again? Why can't I think of it? What do I think about Neville and Luna? I don't think they're a relationship. So that was just made for the movies. In the books, literally, I made a video about this. But in the movies, there's no build up to them being a relationship at all, and then all of a sudden in the Battle of Hogwarts, Neville's just like, I'm gonna go tell Luna that I love her. It's just like, where'd that come from? I know you're the man. I know you're about to do some badass stuff and kill Nagini, but where did that come from? I guess it was rush of blood. King's Cross Station. Thank you, Jess. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. King's Cross. Marauders or the Golden Trio. I mean, you can't go against the Golden Trio era. I mean, that's the whole series that we love. The Marauders are great, but I mean, we love Harry Potter for a reason. It's the best book series of all time, and I love the Marauders, but Harry Potter is the most famous series for a reason. So you got to go Harry Potter era. Maybe it's in the background. Is there background noise? I think Snape hated Neville because if Voldemort had chosen to go after Neville rather than Harry, Lily would still be alive. What are your thoughts on that? I think that's BS, is what my thoughts are. Because it was Snape that told Voldemort about the prophecy. It's all Snape's fault that Voldemort went after anyone. And for Snape to hate Neville because if Voldemort went after Neville, then Lily would be alive. Like, that's no reason to that connection that doesn't connect. There's too many dots that don't connect in that situation. And Snape is the only reason that Voldemort went after anyone, because Snape told Voldemort about the prophecy. So I think that's BS. Abdul, how you doing? Abdul Raham. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. What's my house? Hufflepuff. Piggy, what's going on? How you doing? Have I read Narnia? No, but I've seen the movies. Can we get to 50 likes? Who's your favorite subscriber from the chat? I can't choose. I can't choose. You guys are all my favorite. What's my favorite animal character in the series? Fox. I just think Fox is a badass. He's kind of like your get out of jail free card. He can do anything, really. He swallowed a Nevada Kedavra curse. I mean, come on now. Fox is Fox is probably the most powerful character in the Wizarding world. What's my Patronus? It was a white mare. I don't know what that means or why, but I went on Pottermore, and that's what happened. I got a white mare. Have I read the Inheritance games? No, but apparently Harry did, because he inherited a lot. Oh, Fox or Crookshanks? Yeah, Crookshanks is the only person who recognized that Wormtail wasn't a goddamn real rat, which is unbelievable. And also, Professor McGonagall is an animagus, and in Transfiguration class in Chamber of Secrets, when Ron is transfiguring his Scabbers into a water goblet, or trying to, and Scabbers still has the tail when he's the water goblet. How does Professor McGonagall not realize that this isn't a rat and it's an animagus? Professor McGonagall is the most brilliant transfiguration person besides Dumbledore in the whole series. She sees Scabbers up close, and she's an animagus herself. How does Professor McGonagall not know that Scabbers is an animagus? How does the person at the Magical Menagerie, where they take Scabbers at the beginning of Prisoner of Azkaban because Scabbers is looking ill, literally the magical creatures person picks Scabbers up, examines him like this, is just looking at Scabbers, and she has no idea that Scabbers is an animagus and not a real rat. Like, how does no one notice this? Unbelievable. Sorry if I get a little... Have I read Narnia? No, I've seen the movies. How old is Fox? Fox, so that's a good question, because Fox is always reborn. So does Fox get to like a year old, and then when he's reborn, is he no longer any age? Does he start from zero again? That's interesting. Fox was born in 1930. Was he? I feel like he's older than that. Do I like Fantastic Beasts? I enjoy it. It's not anything. I don't enjoy it enough to like dive into it and to make videos on it, if that's kind of the level right there. I watched them and I liked it because it's the Wizarding world and I love that world, but it's nothing that I dive into or think that's interesting enough to make videos about. Hedwig or Pigwidgeon? Hedwig for sure. Where are you in Hogwarts Legacy? I'm on a broomstick right now. I'm kidding. I think I'm level like 32 or something. What's your unpopular opinion on Harry Potter? God, I've got a bunch. I feel like I get my most recent unpopular opinion is that Peter Pettigrew is just as brave as Snape. Because I just made that video about how Snape and Peter Pettigrew's lives as spies mirror each other. Snape was just doing it for the Order of the Phoenix, and Peter Pettigrew is doing it for the Death Eaters. They're both being really brave, because the reason that people think that Snape is so brave is because he went to Voldemort and lied to Voldemort's face, which put his life in jeopardy. But Wormtail was doing the same exact thing to Dumbledore. Dumbledore, like, the amount of bravery and nerve that Wormtail had to be able to go to those Order of the Phoenix meetings for a whole entire year and not crack and not blow his cover, like, that takes, because people say that he did it out of fear and he did it because he's a coward, but bravery comes from fear. Being brave is being afraid and taking action on that fear. So you can't be brave without fear. So yeah, Wormtail had fear, but he still acted on it, and he still lied to Dumbledore's face and got away with it and didn't crack under pressure. That's brave. That's an unpopular opinion right there. Does anyone else agree with me on that? I just thought of that. Does anyone? Luginark, you don't think? But if he was a coward, he wouldn't be able to he wouldn't be able to go to those Order of the Phoenix meetings and lie to Dumbledore's face and to James and Sirius and get away with it. Like, he wouldn't be able to, if he was a coward, he wouldn't be able to do that. What Wormtail did was a mirror of what Snape did. It was just because he was doing it for the bad guys doesn't mean he's any less brave. Wormtail was doing exactly what Snape did, just for the good or the bad side. That doesn't mean what he did wasn't brave. What's the worst movie? Half-Blood Prince, easily. Lavender Brown has more screen time than Tom Riddle, and that's something I will never get over. Swar, you got a what if video idea? Like, what if Sirius would have told Harry how to use the two-way mirror and they would have frequently talked? Yeah, it's kind of funny that Sirius... Oh, but Sirius kind of did... He did tell him how to use it. He was just like, just speak into it whenever you need me. So that's all Harry had to do. Like, Harry knew it. Harry knew how to use it. He just didn't want to use it because he didn't want Sirius to leave Grimmauld Place. Abdul, how you doing? I'm reading your messages. Sometimes I just go on a rant and I don't see the messages when I'm ranting. Dumbledore would not kill Wormtail on the spot. And no, but so what Dumbledore would have done is sent Wormtail to Azkaban for life, and that's worse than death. A lot of people say that the Dementor's kiss is worse than death. And I agree with them. And that's what Wormtail would have gotten. So Voldemort would have killed Snape, but Wormtail would have gotten the Dementor's kiss, and that's worse than death. So that's what Wormtail was up against. Kevin, everyone is spamming save me. Can you open live chat for Pakistan? Dude, what do you mean? What do you mean live chat for... You're able to chat in this, right? Should Peeves have been in the movies? Yeah, for sure. If you're not comfortable with answering the Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw questions, we understand, but please tell us that you're not comfortable, not to be rude. What Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw questions? I don't see any Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw questions. Dumbledore would have offered to help Wormtail if he would have asked for it. What does that mean? Because Dumbledore didn't help Draco. What are the Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw questions that I'm not answering? You're from Pakistan and you can't type ID's VPN? Oh, okay. Well, I'll look that up after the live stream. I don't think I can do anything about it right now, but I'll look it up after to see what's up with the chat from Pakistan. Hey, Kevin, why house is more overrated? What house is most overrated? Gryffindor, maybe, I would say. Hey, George, I'll be right back. My computer sounds like an airplane and needs a break. Yeah, it's like my old Xbox 360. Kevin, do you watch IPL? I have no idea what IPL is. Kevin, which is better, Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw? Hufflepuff. Is there a Ravenclaw character that anyone likes? Let me know in the chat what Ravenclaw characters are likable, because I feel like we got Hufflepuff characters who are likable. When is the next live stream? Probably next weekend. Probably next Saturday. We're gonna do another book club. Oh yeah, Luna. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Luna. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, I completely forgot. Never in the chat. Yeah, Luna, literally the most likable character in the whole entire series. And I'm like, is there even a likable Ravenclaw anywhere in the world? That's hilarious. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, Luna does make up for a lot, but I still like Hufflepuff better. Chicken Whisperer, what's up? Kevin, I don't like Luna. She stole Tonks' scene in the... Oh, that's not Luna's fault. And Luna did great in that scene. Yeah, but Tonks totally got left out of the Half-Blood Prince. Completely. Because Tonks also had that moment where she was outside of the room requirement when she was like going to like see Dumbledore or something. Harry ran into her. Tonks totally got left out. Fleur or Angelina? I'm gonna go Angelina. Fleur's awful. I hate Fleur. Does anyone like Fleur? I hate Fleur. What's my name? Kevin. What about a likable Slytherin? Andromeda Tonks. Nymphadora Tonks' mom? Yeah, mom. Yeah, Andromeda Tonks is a likable Slytherin. Did Snape deserve to die? I think Snape wanted to die. I think Snape wanted to die because he wanted to be with Lily. The only reason that Snape was still going on and living was to ensure that Harry was going to be okay. And if Voldemort was defeated, then Snape's mission was over, and he didn't want to live. He didn't want to live in the world without Lily or without doing something for Lily. So I think Snape wanted to die. Did he deserve to die? I don't know if I can say that, but I think he wanted to die. Phlegm, yeah, phlegm. Who's the worst Hufflepuff? Hannah Abbott. Oh, George Weasley's your favorite character? Nice. Who's the worst Mario character? That's a curveball I wasn't expecting, but I'm gonna go with Toad, just because my brother always used to use Toad and he would never let me use Toad, and I felt like Toad was always the fastest, and I was pissed off at Toad. What's wrong with Hannah? She's just the worst. Oh, we got a party bus going by my. God, that's early. 11 a.m. Party bus already. Unbelievable stuff. Let's get a better view of Hogwarts. Hannah Abbott. I don't know. I honestly just said Hannah Abbott because she was the first person that came to mind. You love Luigi, Fred or George? George. Fred gets too much love. He died. That's the only reason people like Fred is because he died. If George died, people would like George, but Fred died, so people love Fred. George gets forgotten. Oh, Zachariah Smith. Yeah, Zachariah Smith. Yeah, that guy's a dick. Hufflepuff is the only house with no snitch. I feel like Zachariah Smith is a snitch. But he can't catch the snitch. Oh. How long is the live stream going to be? I mean, there is no time limit, really. When is the next live stream? Probably next Saturday. I love George. Yeah, George supremacy. There we go. Ernie McMillan. Yeah, Ernie's a bit pompous, but his heart's in the right spot. Mr. Ruben Malfoy, how you doing? We're almost to 50 likes. Can we get to 50 likes? Are there 3 people in here who haven't liked it? Can we get to 50 real quick? What was corny? Sometimes I could be corny, I'm sorry. Who are the better troublemakers, Fred and George or James and Sirius? James and Sirius, easy money. They created the Marauders map. They are the guiding light of troublemakers at Hogwarts, and Fred and George were the followers. They were great followers, but James and Sirius were the main 2. 51, there we go. That was quick. I love it. 51. When we absolutely destroyed Umbridge, that was the best moment. Yeah. How did Umbridge just get a job at the Ministry of Magic after she was torturing kids? Does the Wizarding World know no boundaries of morals? Professor Umbridge was just torturing kids all year, and there was so much proof of it. Why did none of the students go to the Ministry of Magic when Umbridge was hired and be like, hey, you see these cuts in our hands and all that? Like, she was torturing us. Why didn't they go up and be like, she can't have a job, she was torturing us? Why did no one ever do anything about that? Was Neville or Harry the chosen one? Harry was the chosen one. What's your fave out of Snape, Dumbledore, and McGonagall? Dumbledore's my favorite character to read. I love his scenes. I love reading Dumbledore's dialogue. The Ministry trash. Yeah, well, no one did anything about it though. I didn't know that my favorite Weasley is here. George, Sirius is the best Marauder. Yeah, I agree. What's your favorite Weasley twin moment? Oh, actually, one of my favorite Weasley twin moments just happened in these chapters of Prisoner of Azkaban. And it's when Gryffindor beats Ravenclaw in the Quidditch match, and Gryffindor, the Gryffindor common room throws an all-night party, and in the middle of the party, like when drinks and everything are going away, Fred and George sneak off without telling anyone. They sneak off to Hogsmeade to go get more butterbeers and more candy for everyone. That's a great Fred and George moment right there, because to make sure that the party continues going when everything's like running out and people might be like, oh, it's time to clock in or whatever, they sneak off, go refill on drinks and food and everything, and the party keeps going. So that's a great Fred and George moment. Who's better, Fleur or Tonks? Tonks, for sure. Fleur's awful. Fleur didn't do anything in the Triwizard Tournament. Do a Snape voice? Okay. This is definitely awful, but it's the best I can do. Hello, Miss Granger. Harry. Fleur's not awful. Yes, she is, Lugengark. Lugengark, me and you have differing opinions on everything, and I love it. I feel like we should have a debate. Fleur is awful. Remus is the best. Hey, Connor Fitzy, how we doing? Happy birthday, by the way, Connor Fitz. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Bonfire night, dude. Yeah, Connor, let's go. Bonfire. Fred or George? George, easy money. George, easy money. Yeah, throw birthday cakes in the chat for Connor Fitzpatrick. It's his birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Connor. Do you think Dumbledore is good or bad? Bad. Dumbledore is bad, and don't you believe anything different. He is not good. Because everyone says that Dumbledore's plan and everything that Dumbledore was doing was for Voldemort's eventual defeat. It was all a part of Dumbledore's plan. But Dumbledore could have easily done another plan that didn't take 12 years to do. There were so many people that died and so many people that were tortured because of Dumbledore's 12-year plan. Like, if Dumbledore just went to Albania when Voldemort was like a little spirit thing or whatever, if he just went to Albania, trapped Voldemort in whatever spirit thing that was, and everyone just decided how to destroy him, and they found all of his Horcruxes, and while Voldemort was still just like that little spirit, no one would have died, no one would have been tortured, it would have been all good. Like, Dumbledore's plan just... Yeah, happy birthday to Connor. Yeah, birthday cakes. There we go. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I love the birthday cakes. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Connor, you're getting all the love, baby. I dare you to do Snape voice for the rest of the live stream. For the rest of the Harry. It's awful. It's just plain awful. I love all the birthday love. Oh, Swore, you agree with me. There we go. There we go. Hermione or Romini? Neither, to be honest. Harry and Hermione, I love them as friends, and Ron and Hermione, I don't like them as a couple. So I'm going to go neither right there. Butterbeer or chocolate frogs? Butterbeer, dude. Butterbeer. Easy money. I'm not a big sweet tooth guy, so. Your birthday's next Wednesday? There we go. Happy future birthday. Can I tell you what me and my sister call Umbridge? Sure. I feel like it's not going to be a great name. Wolfstar. Yeah, I didn't know what Wolfstar was, but I've heard that it's Sirius and Lupin, and I don't know why that makes any sense. I don't like it. I don't ship it. Potter. Draco voice. What's a Draco voice? Luna Ron would have been a better fit. That's interesting. I've never heard that one before. Wolfstar, good or bad? Bad. Bad for sure. Happy birthday, Iris. Weasley. Can I do an impression of Mr. Weasley? Oh yeah, what's the frickin' line? So Harry, tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck? I'm not that great in impressions, to be honest. My birthday is in 4 months. And I'm going to do a Harry Potter live stream on my birthday. When she was calling the Quidditch match, Ron was going crazy about Luna. Oh, yeah, because Ron was in the hospital wing, and he could hear Luna's commentary from the hospital wing in Half-Blood Prince. Let's have a debate over Floor or Fleur? Fleur, yeah. Yeah, Fleur's awful. What did Fleur do that was good? Name one thing Fleur did that was good. Can't do it. I can name a lot of things that she messed up on. And it was from the start, she hated Hogwarts. When she got to Hogwarts, she was like, this castle sucks. Strike 1, 2, and 3 on that. She didn't like the food. She didn't like the ghosts. She thought it was cold. Imagine going to Hogwarts and being like, not for me. Not for me. Would you like that person? I don't think so. I think you think that Hogwarts would be the best place in the whole entire world. So imagine someone going to Hogwarts and be like, this place is awful. The worst. And that's why I don't like Fleur. Yeah, she stayed besides Bill. She did do that. She did do that. But does that mean I like her? No. That doesn't make me like her. Like, good loyalty and everything, great for their relationship, go get married, fall in love, do whatever. That doesn't mean I like her. You know? Hogwarts did have its problems, but far from a bad place. Yeah, I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Who wouldn't want to go to Hogwarts? Imagine Petunia hearing that. Imagine Petunia hearing that Fleur went to Hogwarts and was just like, this is the worst. Petunia would have killed to go to Hogwarts. Oh yeah, not being rude at all. It's fun to debate these things. She should duel Barty Jr. If he tried to stun him, she would cast Protego. Barty Jr. would wreck Fleur's beep in a duel. If you tame a griffin, I will donate $1,000 to charity. Where's a griffin? There's a troll in the dungeons. There's a troll! I was saying that song. There's a troll in the dungeons. You better believe it. I'm not going to sneak off to the 3rd floor at all. I don't have Voldemort on the back of my head at all. Don't worry about it, but there's a troll in the dungeons. Who's the best ghost? Oh, who's the best ghost? I feel like, Why can't I think of the Slytherin ghost, the one that Peeves is afraid of? Yeah, sometimes I just start singing. That's one of my things all the time. I just start singing. Yeah, the Bloody Baron. So there's a question. So Peeves was afraid of the Bloody Baron, but why would Peeves be afraid of the Bloody Baron? Ghosts can't do anything to anyone. It's not like the Bloody Baron can kill Peeves or do something to Peeves. Ghosts can't do. The Bloody Baron can't do anything to Peeves. So why is Peeves scared of a ghost? You know? Say hamburger, hamburger. I'll do it in a Snape voice. Hamburger. Who's the bet? Piggy, I'm just wondering if you and I are the same person. What's my favorite line from the Harry Potter books? That's tough. There's a lot of lines. Let me open. Let me do a random poll. Here's my favorite line from the Harry Potter books. Harry received a heavy blow on the back of the legs. That is kind of interesting. That another wizard had just flown out of the fireplace behind him. Out of the way! Can't you... Oh, sorry, Runcorn. Does anyone know what scene that is? I love the way you read. I love the way you lie. Detention, Potter. Ministry of Magic. Yep, Ministry of Magic, Deathly Hallows. Let's see, I just got Order of the Phoenix again. Where did I put Order of the Phoenix? I just brought it. Alright, I can do another line. This right here is the best line in the whole entire Harry Potter series. She looked as though she might have a seizure. Hermione, who had hastily packed her things, grabbed Harry by the arm and frog marched him away. She'll ban you from the library if you're not careful. Why did you have to bring that stupid book? That's the best line in Harry Potter. That's actually tough. Does anyone know what book or moment that is? I don't even know what moment it is, and I just read it. Kevin, can you say, bacon, bacon? Detention, Potter. Yep, sixth book. It is Half-Blood Prince. It is the sixth book. I don't even know what scene this is. I know it's Madame Pince or whoever the librarian is kicking them out. It's early on in the book. I don't even know what scene that is. Oh, 55. Can we get to 60 likes? Can we get to 60? Can we get to 60 likes? Can we turn to page 394? Can we turn to page 60likes.com? One Kagillion points from Gryffindor. Potter. 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 Caro's or Bellatrix? Bellatrix easy money. Bellatrix easy money. How did JK come up with 394? Is that in the books? Is page 300? I think that's just in the movies. I think 394, I think that line is just in the movies. Kevin, do I read Harry Potter fanfic? I don't really read it. I write it. I have my own fan fictions that I've written, but I don't really read fan fiction, to be honest. Is there any good fan fiction that I should read? Let me know. I watch fan films on YouTube, and there is a fan film that I want to do a live stream watch along with you guys. I want to watch the fan film about Neville and his parents like being tortured or whatever. I want to watch. I heard that's a good one, and I haven't seen it, and I want to watch that with you guys. I want to do like a reaction video with you guys. Do it. Do it. Not into fan-made stuff. Yeah. I mean, I like writing it, and I guess I could make videos on what I've written, but... What's the name of my favorite fanfics? I would like to read them. Oh, so they're on my YouTube. I made them when I first made the channel, like last year. Literally, when I made this channel, like I was just doing like fan fictions. They're on my old videos. I only have like 20 real videos. The rest are shorts. But when I first started making the YouTube channel, I was just doing fan fiction videos. So I've got like probably 6 of them up there. Fight! Fight, you coward! My face is red? Yeah, sometimes it gets red. I don't know why, but sometimes my face gets red. Maybe it's the lighting as well. All right, everyone. I think I'm going to end the stream there. So, next book club is going to be the last 3 chapters of Prisoner of Azkaban. So it's going to be chapters 16 to the end of Prisoner of Azkaban, and that's going to be next Saturday at 10 a.m. So tune in for that. Thank you all for joining this live stream. I love you all. Like if you haven't liked. But I will see you guys next week. Eric, thanks for joining. Hamna, thanks for joining. Miss Traveler, The Chicken Whisperer, Delilah, Harry Potter, Swara. Thank you all for joining. Delilah, Hamna. Autumn, I'm going to do a Hogwarts Legacy live stream in the next couple days for sure. Adius, Miss Traveler, Lugengark. Oh, greetings from Mexico. I was in Mexico last week. Enola, Jess. Oh, thank you, Harry Potter. Harry Potter calling me the GOAT is probably the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Swara. I'm posting the results of the House Cup on Monday. El Human, Autumn. Cheyenne. All right, everyone. Piggy. Peace out. Love you all. See you on the next live stream.